Hello, everyone. Helen Murphy here at the Guysborough Journal. Today, we're going to talk about gathering, recording, and sharing pandemic stories. We have a young woman who's going to join us today, Sophie Hadley from Guysborough. She has one more year left in her history degree at StFX University, and this summer she's taken on a really interesting project to gather the stories of businesses in the Antigonish area and their experiences with the pandemic. She'll be sharing that as part of a broader initiative with the StFX Frank McKenna Center for Leadership. The material will be all released in August, but she'll give us a little sneak peek today at what she's been gathering and what she'll be able to share at that point. Hi, Sophie. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Well, I was really interested to hear about your project. I think like you, I studied history at university, and I understand you have one more year left at StFX?
Yeah, last year.
Great. Well,
kind of a different way to get into it, but
a little different. But yeah, congrats on that, and hopefully you'll be able to have a real graduation next year. But
yeah,
to tell us a little bit about this project you're doing, where you're recording and eventually, I guess, going to be able to share some stories from the pandemic experience locally. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So it was actually a grant from the StFX McKenna Center. And they really try and foster leadership in students. And they thought with COVID going on, what better way to do that would be to get students to submit proposals and just try and connect like the StFX community more. So basically my project submission changed pretty drastically after we started to get into all of it, because there's 8 of us who got this grant. And all of our projects seem to work very well together. So basically now we're under this overhead called the Xaverian Leaders Media Network. So my project is about small businesses in Antigonish and just how they've been dealing with COVID, but also like how they got started and just trying to connect the StFX community to like local businesses and people more. And also I have another sub project in that's just kind of talking about how StFX alumni and ex-supporters and just people are dealing with COVID, but also stories from like StFX and their experiences there. So
okay, so it's kind of far-reaching, right? It's not just the business sector.
No. So the other girls' projects actually deal with art, physical activity. There's mindfulness. There's resources on that. There's so many different things. So we'll be releasing on the McKenna Instagram and probably the Facebook page as well, just more information about it as we go on. But you'll start seeing our bios pop up. You'll start seeing more information, teasers about our projects, stuff like that. And I believe the first drop of content will be August 3rd. So
terrific. So are you actually meeting with, maybe with some distancing, local business people to get those stories to share?
Yeah, 100%. I've done some phone interviews because obviously with distancing and just I work full time, so time constraints. We've been in contact, but so far I've done a few interviews, and yeah, I've been going and I'm taking pictures of their business and just stuff like that, just to add that to my website. But so far I have a few stories, so I'm excited.
Great. Are you hearing some interesting things? Is there anything you can give us a little advance on something that's impressing you so far?
Yeah, so it's great in Antigonish because a bunch of the business owners are StFX alum too, so they have some StFX stories themselves. My first interview was actually with the Tea Room. So Bonnie, one of the owners, she went to StFX and she shared some stories with me, which was very nice. But it's just nice to hear like what they're doing. And I mean, for businesses, the economy kind of shutting down the way it did was really hard. So they're experiencing a lot of support from the community, which is really nice to hear.
Great. So what are you hoping, Sophie, that will eventually become of this collection? How will it be used? And even down the road, how might it be useful to people?
I mean, it's unprecedented times. Mine is personally a written documentation, but there's going to be a podcast. So there's something for everybody. And it's just going to be really interesting to look back on it and see what this time had in store for us. But also moving forward, we're hoping to kind of expand it, and other students eventually might be able to, work on it. And it's just a great way for students to get involved.
Yeah, and it could just be the start, and where we all hope that the pandemic is going to be short-lived. Right now, it seems to be continuing on into
Yeah.
the future, and so there could be other phases of this kind of work. And but it's a great initiative. Where can folks go to find out more, Sophie? Now, if they want to, find out if there's stories that they can contribute, and maybe to read some of your material.
So the McKenna Center for Leadership. Follow their Instagram, Facebook pages, and keep an eye out for our content. We'll also be sharing on all of our personal pages, so keep an eye out for that. But if you see me, stop and talk to me, and I'm just excited to get some more stories. So
Wonderful. Well, it's a wonderful thing for a history major to be doing now, and we look forward to seeing the full content when it comes out in August. Thanks so much for taking some time to talk to us today about it, Sophie.
thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.